My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live on a special day. As always, we start on behalf of the entire team at Cricbuzz Live, wishing everyone a very happy Republic Day. 70 or 71, depending on where you count from. From 1950, 26 January is when India got its constitution ratified. And here we are trying to get our heads around yet another cricket match, the second of 5 in this T20 International Series. But of course, we've got just a bit of a twist to one of our two guests on the show. A very happy twist, we have to say. So before we do anything or talk any cricket, let's wish Zaheer Khan many congratulations. Padma Shri, Zaheer Khan.
Yes. So.
Thank you. I think it's always been about going out there, doing the best I can on the field, trying to win matches for India, and having a very sincere effort in doing that. And when your effort gets recognized, it makes you humble. So I'm truly honored and humbled to receive such a recognition.
There's a call comes. जैसे Zach है? हाँ मैं Zach बोल रहा हूँ. अच्छा कल पद्मश्री मिल रहा है आपको.
Was it almost as dramatic as that?
Yes, it was as simple as that. I think let's just put it that way. And it's a great honor. I mean, to be a part of such an elite list. All the people inspire you to be something in life. I think, and to be amongst them feels truly special and very overwhelming.
So yesterday I'm going through the list. Just appeared on one of pop-ups messages that you get. So I'm scrolling down to see anyone I know. And I said, this name looks familiar. It said Khan, Zaheer Khan, Bakhtiyar Khan.
Yeah.
That's how it was addressed.
That threw me, to be honest.
Yeah, Khan, Zaheer Khan, Bakhtiyar Khan. So yeah. So there were 3 Khans in your name.
Yeah. But good to have...
Zaheer Khan is my name, yes.
Correct. Well done. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyway, it's wonderful to have him here, but just referring to the cricket at the moment, I think India will be delighted, not just Republic Day and one up in the series, but without really doing anything and without getting the toss right, they've managed to get what they really had as their preferred option.
Look, Kane Williamson, he'll know what he's doing because they know this ground very well. They've played there before. The numbers are against them. I think last 6 games, 1 has been won by the side batting first. He thinks used surface, it might grip, it might turn a little. I'm not sure those 2 spinners will worry India very much. There was a little bit of dew on day 1, on game 1. So if that comes again chasing is very good. So I just wonder too if there'll be pressure given India's run chase to maybe try and score more.
Well, I think we are talking about, this is the first 5 T20 T20 series, and that is something which is going to change the dynamics. Having this, if this was only 2 match T20 series or a 3 match T20 series, they would have approached it differently. So as a team, you want to have not panicky kind of vibes in the dressing room. So, that's what Kane Williamson and the New Zealand team is trying to convey to the group, that it's fine. The first game was, we've done decent enough. Yes, we could have done better, but that doesn't mean that we're going to set panic in the dressing room, do changes. They want to send the right kind of signals. And, by batting first also, they are looking to play the condition and being proactive. Because it's a used wicket. So used wicket, they are expecting the wicket to slow down. Their home conditions, so they probably know that wicket may slow down later. Even if there is a little bit of dew factor, it's not going to really have that kind of impact on the outcome of the game. Looking to put runs on the board and get their spinners in, because mind you, they're playing with 2 spinners. Yes. So that is something which must be the thought process.
Williamson, can he still bowl, or is his action still under scrutiny? He can bowl a few off breaks. Everybody's action was under scrutiny, wasn't it? Williamson's action?
Yeah, it was. But just to confirm, both sides have gone unchanged. So New Zealand again sticking to their 2-spinner formula. Seemed to work for them. In this case, once again, they've decided to bat first. They'll be hoping for runs at the top of the order, particularly from Martin Guptill and Tim Seifert, a couple of the guys who missed out, and of course, Big Colin de Grandhomme. And from India's point of view, once again, an unchanged 11. Both captains were unequivocal in that. We thought maybe Jasprit Bumrah, would he get a rest? Mohammad Shami didn't have a great outing, but this is, I think, once again, Virat Kohli showing confidence in his bowlers. Obviously, Bumrah is fit, but there's no question of telling Shami you had an off day. It's an off day.
Well, I think after you win a match, you don't want to tinker too much with the playing 11 anyways. And there's hardly any time in between matches, so that's also another reason you just want to continue with the momentum and the confidence which you build in the group from the first match. So I think that's the thought process. It's been pretty simple for the Indian team at this stage. Won the match, ticked all the boxes. Yes, bowlers had a tough day. So you just fine tune those kind of plans and carry forward the learnings from the first match and implement in today's bowling effort.
I think he said 10-15 runs in the field was what Virat talked about when he was talking to Dooley about at the toss, saying 10-15 runs in the field. But really, it was quite a perfect game for India.
It was, and Virat Kohli once again reiterated he thought 230 was on the cards. Happy the bowlers pulled it back. Is that almost a message to the opposition saying, go on, go for 230?
Yeah, I don't know, but I just think those 2 overs from Bumrah, when you look at a 10 and over game, those two at the end, 18th and 20th, he conceded 16. I mean, that was such a big factor.
And 4 in the 18th over, and that really made a big difference. But I think, pressure really will be on the home side in a sense. They've decided to bat first. But no pressure on all of you. I have to keep reiterating, when it comes to picking your My 11 Circle teams, easy peasy. All you do is download the app, pick 11 players who you feel will score the most points in today's game, and of course, a captain and a vice captain. Remember last time we pretty much got it right. Both our experts said KL Rahul, the one to pick to get the maximum amount of points. But what about our My 11 Circle expert advice for today? Gentlemen, in terms of keeping it simple, score the maximum points once again?
No, you must always start with honours first.
Honours. So last time both of you agreed on KL Rahul, same surface, same venue.
Yeah.
Are you going to change your prediction, as it were, or the advice for everyone picking their teams right now? Because this is the time when everyone's active.
Well, I think looking at the previous match and looking at the kind of surface this is, I think it's damn good for batsmen. So you have to keep as many batsmen in your squad as possible in this My 11 Circle team. And looking at New Zealand batting and the way Kane Williamson was approaching the game, I think he's eager to be out there, and he'll certainly have that impact in today's match. Also, is what the feeling I get.
I'm thinking run chase. I'm going Virat Kohli today.
Fair enough.
Run chase, good surface. He'll adjust his game. If it does become a little slower turns, he'll adjust his game. So, but you're the...
Well, I must confess, last time around, I didn't get my opinion in, and I'm so glad I didn't, because the opinion I was going to give was Colin de Grandhomme. And he got a first ball duck and didn't bowl.
Did he take any catches?
No.
Oh, so that was just like my debut for the school team.
Nothing.
So what's your opinion for today?
Colin de Grandhomme. I'm telling you, today Colin de Grandhomme.
Today should go Colin de Grandhomme?
I think you should.
All right, but I haven't put him in my team, unfortunately. Do I still have time to do that? While you gentlemen are talking, I'll do that. But no, I think I'm still sticking with a specialist batsman. Who's it going to be? I was also leaning towards Virat Kohli, but I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the bag. Rohit Sharma. Missed out last time around. Watch out for a big one in the run chase from Rohit Sharma. So differences of opinion here. But among all these names that we mentioned, one that we haven't put down, maybe because he bats slightly lower down the order and doesn't have as many balls as the others, but still has an impact on the game, is Shreyas Iyer. And certainly had a great impact the other day. We'll chat about him, but first listen to his teammate talking about him, KL Rahul.
हम लोग ने बहुत टाइम से देखा है कि जो क्रंच पीरियड होता है जहां मिडिल ऑर्डर बैट्समैन हम लोग को टीम को लेके जा सकता है एंड तक और मैच जिता सकता है, वो थोड़ा लैकिंग था. और जैसे श्रेयस ने खेला, जैसे शिवम और मनीष ने भी जाते ही दे स्टार्टेड स्ट्राइकिंग द बॉल वेल. जब 200 के ऊपर चेस कर रहे तो हर ओवर में आपको एक छक्का या चौका मारने का जरूरत पड़ता है. एंड वो देखने के लिए बहुत अच्छा था कि जो भी जा रहा है वो इंटेंट के साथ जा रहा था कि बाउंड, और इंटेंट हमेशा होता है बट एग्जीक्यूशन भी अच्छा था आज. सो दैट इज वेरी हार्टनिंग टू सी. और श्रेयस ने जैसे फिनिश किया, जैसे 50 के बाद भी उसका सेलिब्रेशन बहुत काम था. एंड ही फिनिश द गेम एंड देन फाइनली ही सेलिब्रेटेड. सो ऑल्सो आईपीएल का जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है वो कैप्टनसी करता है, तो he's understood how to finish the games and responsibility लेके खेल रहा है वो, जैसे last one day में भी देखा, जैसे हमने आज देखा. So it's great signs for us.
I don't know about Shreyas Iyer for the moment, but KL Rahul, every time you hear him speak, he comes across as almost professorial.
I think he's looking a lot like Sunil Shetty.
Looking or sounding?
Looking at
You mean very aggressive?
No, just the look, that deep voice, this whatever. Yeah, but don't read too much more.
Right, but the one point he made about Shreyas Iyer, I mean, it's a small thing, but a celebration. for a finisher always matters when
I
you
thought it was
celebrate at the winning runs as
it was
opposed
a big
to
plus. Big plus from that game, to my mind, was Shreyas Iyer. Sometimes he gives you the impression that he's a bit of a firecracker, push, and he's gone. But if you look at his runs in the last 12 months, 10, 12 months, he's really come of age. Whether batting first, batting second, he's really coming of age. And there you are, the numbers. And see, each time, even if you look at the ODI, the strike rate is always excellent. He's a very busy player, gets on straight away. Sometimes he might strike you as going for his shots too early, but that's the modern game.
Yeah.
And look at those two not outs at the end, which shows he was there taking the team home.
See, I think number 4 ODI structure and T20 structure is completely different in terms of how you approach at that stage in the innings. In T20 format, usually more often than not you are behind the run rate, and you as a number 4 wanting to press the foot on the accelerator and really speed it up at that stage, and that's what Shreyas did pretty well. And number 4 is a position where the scoreboard really and the situation really decides how you're going to approach that innings. And I think you need someone who is able to adapt to that role and to be able to finish the games. I think the vital component of that position is the finishing role which you have to play. You can't leave the game in a situation by playing a rash shot or inconsistency around that area in terms of how you select your shots or how you approach your innings. I think that is the deciding factor, because as number 4 you're supposed to get the team through, get the team home more often than not, and that percentage really decides how good or bad you are going to be in that position. And I think we've seen the signs, at least someone is showing those signs to take that responsibility on for the team.
The one thing,
he has something in common, of course, not the Padma Shri, but the captaincy of Delhi Capitals, then Delhi Daredevils.
Yeah.
Do you think that, in a sense, has helped him just become more focused, calmer in the zone?
Well, I've always believed that when you're playing matches and you're playing a role of the leader, what it brings out is the another side of how you're looking at the game, and that really evolves you as a cricketer, as a player. So that is something which I think Shreyas also has gone through. When you are playing, and IPL is actually not an easy tournament. In terms of the different dynamics of it, and you have to stay on top. You have international players also, so you get to understand that side in terms of how they approach and how you communicate with them. It's also understanding what kind of mindset they have. So I think overall, if you're leading a side anywhere, it just adds that different dimension to your own game and your reading of the game.
Look what a change it's made to Rohit. I genuinely believe Rohit Sharma, captain of Mumbai Indians, changed him as a person, and he's become such a better player as a result of being captain. The one thing I want to see from Shreyas Iyer, though, is 20 over cricket. He's fine, he's ready. In 50 over cricket, I want to see him on a sort of 250, 260 pitch, come out to bat at 10 for 2 and make a sort of 70 of 90 balls. That kind of innings where you're buckling in, you're saying that is the kind of innings I want to see once or twice from Shreyas Iyer. Otherwise, he's such a talent.
When you started saying that, I thought you were going to be a little more demanding and say 10 for 2 and get 3 figures.
Well, why not? Why not? Because when you're batting number 4, you have to be able to come in at 10 for 2 and play that responsible role and take the team home, as he was saying. Or you also have to be able to come in with 10 overs left and get a move on. So number 4 has to be a very versatile player, 4 and 5. So that is what I want to see. I think in 20 overs cricket, he's a fantastic talent, and I think we should stay with him for as long as possible.
At the other end of the spectrum, and purely we're talking about the spectrum of confusion here, there's Shreyas Iyer, who knows exactly what his role is, captain of an IPL franchise, is the chaser, he's that middle order player who can finish an innings, be it batting first or second. But Rishabh Pant, we were having a discussion the other day in off studio, and we were just saying that, does he really know who Rishabh Pant is, given the amount of roles that have been thrown in his way? He's not in the 11 once again. It'll be KL Rahul who'll don the gloves, but it was KL Rahul actually who was talking about Rishabh Pant at the press conference. Let's have a listen.
I wasn't getting enough game time. I was part of the team for I've been part of the team for a long time, and a lot of tours I just go sit outside and I don't get game time, and suddenly you get a couple of games and it you you don't feel the same as a batsman. You need some time in the middle. You need some confidence, and that doesn't come in the net, so it doesn't come anywhere else. You need to be in the middle and get runs, and that's the only way that I could have got my confidence, is to go back, play some first class cricket, less pressure, and I could focus on myself and my skill and my cricket. So that's the only thing that worked really well for me, and obviously it helps that I got runs there as well, and I could come back into the Indian team with runs behind me, and touch would have been continuing the same thing.
Now, let me set the record straight. Just before he was asked that question, somebody among the journalists actually asked KL Rahul, do you think Rishabh Pant is going to get into the 11? What a person to ask. What is KL Rahul supposed to say?
He said, I'm enjoying keeping wickets. What more is he going to say?
He just said, I don't know how to answer that question. Yeah. But the reason we played that out was to put in context of what, if KL Rahul could do it, should Rishabh Pant not be asked to do the same thing?
It's been my view for a long time. I don't know what you think. Yeah. That he needs, he strikes me as being a confidence player like everybody else. So I think if he goes back to play for Delhi and wins them a couple of matches and realize he's a special talent, then it might make a difference. I don't know. But there was some discussion we were having off air where they said it's not as easy going back to domestic cricket and scoring big runs.
Look, I mean, previous test series he was part of, but Saha was playing. So, he has not been getting that much of a game time. And
he's hardly played this year.
Yeah, so I think for any cricketer, the best practice is the match practice. Yeah. If you're able to go out there in the middle in that scenario, because you can try to simulate those scenarios in the nets how much ever you want, you're never going to be getting that kind of effect. And if the time goes, it's just the beginning right now. Like, KL Rahul has just started keeping, and now we are expecting that, maybe we will see more of KL Rahul and less of Rishabh Pant as a keeper in the short term at least. So how he's going to manage himself is going to be a very, very critical factor in terms of his own career. And I think, someone needs to just kind of advise him through this phase. If it means that, okay, the domestic season is on, he will get the IPL those 6 weeks, of game time for sure. But, otherwise, something needs to be managed properly, so that we were talking about Manish Pandey also the other day, in terms of he has been out of the playing 11, been part of the squad, but not really getting an opportunity to go out there and play. It's a similar kind of a scenario, so you have the bench strength, but these are the challenges of a good team. I mean, it's a very routine kind of challenges, but can't be ignored. You have to give these kind of situations also enough importance in terms of managing your bench strength, your resources in the best possible ways.
Also, these things change very quickly. Do you remember Johnny Bairstow, England's keeper? Next thing you know, sorry, Josh Butler, England keeper. Oh, we found our keeper. We found the ideal keeper. Next thing you know, Ben Foakes is keeping for England. No, Johnny Bairstow is coming back. So now they're saying, no, Josh Butler is not good enough to play test match cricket. He's only averaging 20 as a batsman. You also have to see how KL Rahul adapts to both roles. So Rishabh Pant has got to be ready at all times, saying, look, the tide, as it turned against me, can turn in my favour as well. So I've got to be ready when that happens.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka, I remember when Ben Foakes actually played and he batted well, the question was, how do we get Johnny Bairstow back in? Correct. And Bairstow wasn't too happy.
And they had 3 keepers, and guess who kept recently? They had a 4th. Ollie Pope kept wickets. So you never know which way it goes. So Rishabh has to be ready for when the tide turns his way. You never know. KL Rahul might do a hamstring or a calf or something like that, and Rishabh gets a game. He's got to be ready for that game when it comes.
Is it asking too much, given the geography of with the way things are right now, with New Zealand A playing India A, just to sort of tell Rishabh that maybe the first 3 games, we know we've got our squad, go and play one of those games? Is that even possible?
For India A, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you have Sanju Samson here anyway. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
India are playing New Zealand A.
It has happened in the past. If someone needed game time, if someone wanted to check the fitness of a certain player who's not there, or someone needs a game time, it has happened in the past, and that's the whole idea behind having these India A tours parallelly to when the series is on, especially the overseas tours. So yeah, it's certainly a possibility. But like I said, it's end of the day how your team management is looking at it, how you are managing a certain individual, and what kind of processes you have. So it's completely based on those kind of scenarios, that what kind of thought process and culture you're looking to set, and also it's case to case basis. It's about someone needing that time. It's about teams requirement also at that stage. Whether they want someone to be standby, someone to be ready when they know that okay, there is a possibility that KL Rahul may not be playing in the next match, and you need game time for Rishabh Pant. Then in that scenario, that's the call you take on the spot. So that is something which is very situational, but should be considered in terms of having a vision with regard to how you're going to manage your resources.
So they've also got to figure out what to do with Sanju Samson. They gave him one game, said thank you very much, not on the tour. Now they've pulled him out of India A as well. Ishan Kishan is keeping wickets there, not Sanju Samson. He's in this side. But if KL Rahul has to be rested for a game or whatever, are you going to go Rishabh Pant or are you going to go Sanju Samson? So Samson's thinking, what am I doing here?
Yep. So two replacements there, but let's look at the opposition and somebody who we've almost dubbed as the forgotten man of T20 cricket. The other day, got himself a 50 for the first time in 6 years, a T20 international 50 for Ross Taylor. And often it's been said maybe he's suited for the longer format, but he has been very keen playing in the IPL till 2014. He's playing many other franchises around the world and certainly shows that he's got a hunger for runs at every level. And that just shows since 2015, the across formats that he's been playing. I saw him a bit in the CPL and he was playing for Jamaica, and again, very highly regarded there and performed as well.
I'm just looking at 130, 126. This is since 2015 strike rates. If he's batting at 4-5, I think 130 you can get away with if you're top of the order. But the way he batted the other day, it reminded me of Ross Taylor of RCB. Remember Ross Taylor of RCB? Yeah. They used to love him in Bangalore. Ross Taylor of RCB comes back. I don't know, if I'm a franchise today and I'm thinking, you have your shortlist ready in case you need replacements, would Ross Taylor would be on that shortlist?
But he has to be part of the registered players, and I'm not sure. I think he took that decision a while ago when he decided that, okay, fine, I'm not going to be part of the auction system. And the years which you're talking about, those were like, Ross Taylor was a terror for any bowler, and he was one of the few who actually started hitting those parallel bat shots,
the slog sweeps to mid-wicket,
shots over square leg and mid-wicket.
In a World Cup game as well. I think the World Cup game against Pakistan, I think he played in innings like that.
So he went through a phase, where his form dropped or had something to do with his eye, some eye surgery which he had.
Yeah, he did.
I think which affected his game in short term. And now he's looking like he's back. He's the highest run getter for New Zealand. So he has been around for the longest time, and across format has made that impact. It's good to see him continuing with the similar kind of passion. And going so strong. So yeah, it's great for New Zealand cricket because you need that experience amongst the batting group and the bowling group.
And what are we learning about T20 cricket? That the experienced players do best?
Yep. He was very emotional when he got to that New Zealand Test record. Martin Crowe used to be his mentor, and emotional moment for Ross Taylor when he became New Zealand's highest Test run scorer. But we've got a very unemotional gentleman who always puts on that thinking cap of his. And last time around, he set a pretty stiff question for us, and hopefully Joy will have kept up the standards. And let's see what the Joy Factor question for Republic Days for 2020. If a certain international record list has Owen Morgan at first place with 606 and Babar Azam in second place with 585, once again it's a list, which Indian is in third place with 566? Now this could be absolutely anything. It could be a particular season of a tournament, it could be a year, it could be, well, I'm not going to say any more, but
why are you not saying any more? Do you already have the answer?
I do not have the answer. I have no clue.
It's certainly nothing to do with the wickets.
Well done, that's a good hint. Yeah. That's a good hint put up there, but hashtag Cricbuzz Live, get those answers back to us, get it back as quickly as possible, because we know that some of you out there are quicker than others. But of course, we want to keep everybody in the fray and everyone interested. What we also want to keep in the fray is our My 11 Circle expert couch, which there was plenty of competition for last time around. This time, New Zealand have won the toss and decided to bat first. So while they will obviously be going for that 230, the big question is, will they get there?
I'm going a little under today. I'm going 183.
183?
Yeah.
183. World Cup final?
I think they'll try and score too many, might lose because I don't know, just something.
No, I fully agree with you. I think it's pressure on them having won the toss and decided as opposed to being put into.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got a good captain. They know the ground. They know what they're doing. There must be a reason they're batting first.
Zaheer, are you going 200 plus?
Keeping up with the trend. I think 180.
180, 183?
Yeah. Close. So you got to go 200, right?
I've got to go 200. 199.
Okay, there we go.
199. They will just about try to get there, but 199, who knows? India's bowlers may have another say, but I think the general consensus here is that there will be a bit of pressure, but the flip side of it is they seem to know their home conditions. Which will prevail? We'll get a little sense of it in the 10th over on Cricbuzz Combox, and we'll assess the first innings on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.